Do you want to increase brand awareness, attract new patients immediately and consistently, and become the go-to practice in your community? Then learn how to do ground marketing. That's what I'm going to be teaching you in this series. Let's dive in. Leveraging community events for maximum impact. This is going to be the step-by-step guide to making an unforgettable impression at local events and converting it into real growth. Now, community events aren't just about handing out freebies. They're a powerful system for relationship building, trust marketing, and establishing your practice as the go-to in the neighborhood. Seth Godin said, marketing is no longer about the stuff you make, but the stories you tell. But here's the kicker. To win at these events, you need more than a table and smiles. You need smart systems, a team with purpose, and follow-up that drives revenue. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to events where I'm either just an attendee or I'm a vendor. It's almost like a pet peeve of mine where I see so many things going wrong and it feels like, oh man, this employee who's here is the wrong employee or doing the wrong things or just not feeling it. And you can see the mistakes. You can see almost the opportunities lost in every single minute almost, not just every single interaction, every single minute that they're there. So this episode, definitely it's going to be a game changer for you because you're going to realize a lot of things that maybe you've been doing wrong or a lot of things that you could be doing better. Now, this is real data. Why this works. 43% of patients only visit the dentist once a year. 27% go twice a year. Events help turn rare visitors into loyal patients. Okay. They see you, they talk to you, they engage with you, they interact with you. They're more likely to go with you. 59% of dental practices rely on front desk staff for marketing. Your team needs training to represent you well at community events. So it's not just like, hey, let's all go out. The whole team has to go out. They need to be trained. 77% of patients prefer online booking, but only 26% of practices offer it. So your event setup should promote real-time scheduling. Don't let it get lost in the weeds where maybe you are booking people on the spot. Maybe you have a specific software, right? And you're booking them on the spot on the iPad. And then you book them. And then you notice when you get back to the office, it's triple booked, double booked, and it's not cohesive. Don't lose people like that because I cannot tell you how bad it will be if you have to call that lead back and say, hey, the time you booked doesn't work. Can I put you in another time? First, you got to get them on the phone, try and find them, try and reach them, right? But you most likely will. And then from that point on, got to convince them to change. So no, email marketing ROI is 44,000%. That's huge. Capturing emails at events is high value, but if you can capture phone numbers or even text them, even better, right? So here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1, this is crucial, pre-event planning. This is the foundation phase. So choose the right events 90 days in advance if possible. Easy breezy how to do this. You look for events where your ideal patients already gather. You look at PTA meetings. You hear word of mouth, where they're going, what they're doing, farmers markets, events in the Chamber of Commerce calendar and the Rotary Club calendar, school health fairs. You just ask for events, right? A lot of apartment complexes have events, community centers, senior homes. You can even use platforms like Eventbrite, Facebook parent groups, Facebook groups in your community. And like I said, the Chamber of Commerce, right? Now, here's a pro tip. If any of these events, you decide, hey, I really want to go to them, try to attend first as a guest. Observe the crowd flow, the booth engagement, and the vibe before you commit. And then you can go. A lot of the times in the ground marketing course, I teach you how to do this and how to actually get fantastic referrals and partnerships, but new patients without ever participating in an event, meaning like without ever being a vendor. You're just there. But if you're like, oh my gosh, the booth engagement is fantastic. We got to be here. We got to support. Then yeah, definitely continue to pursue that, right? Now you want to set clear, measurable goals. So example targets. These are examples, right? I want to collect 75 emails or 75 contact information. I want to book 15 appointments on the spot, on site. And I want to generate 200 plus impressions in the community. That means 200 plus people know about us. We've handed out something specific to them. They know about us. And then now you want to work backward from your goals, reverse engineer. If your team can engage 20 people per hour, plan your booth design, game, call to action accordingly. Okay. You want to design it that way. It doesn't just happen that way. For example, let's just say it's a huge event and only one person's available and they're going, they're setting up, they're doing it all. They're at the booth, they're talking, but you're not going to get everything that you want. You're not going to get 200 email contacts or contact information or 200 leads because it's just one person. So you got to adjust accordingly. Now you want to design a portable activation kit. The whole system for this, the actual layout, pictures and everything is in the ground marketing course. But like I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need Flash. You need systems that trigger interaction and capture data. That's it. I've never been too over the top or over fancy with it. I've seen a ton of booths like that, and that's great. That's fantastic. But in this episode, you're going to hear what's most important and what you need to invest more in on than being all Flash, right? Now, what you're going to want in this portable activation kit is branded tablecloth and banners, right, with your logo. Maybe a game if you like, right, like a spin to win or a Plinko board. iPads with intake forms. It can have Google Forms or Jot Forms or a sign-up sheet. I still do the sign-up sheet, but it's up to you. You can have the iPads with linked to your practice management software. I know CareStack and Oryx do it fantastically. Great booking portals on there. And then obviously lead magnets, right? Free kids dental emergency guides or all the freebies you want to give out that are in there, hygiene kits, information, flyers, things like that. So that's step one, okay? The pre-event planning phase. You're going to choose the right events 90 days in advance if possible, or just in advance, right? You don't want to go on the calendar and say, oh, snap, there's an event tomorrow. Let's make it happen. No, take time to plan ahead. B, set clear and measurable goals. Crucial, have to have measurable goals. Never once did I go out and say, let's just see how many people we sign up. No. In the moment, you're going to be like, oh, you know what? This is not that good or whatever. You're going to get in your head and you're going to just sign up 5 people. You got to have clear, measurable goals and say, okay, you know what? From here, we're going to do 75. And that means you're going to put in the work to get those 75s while you're there, right? So B, set clear, measurable goals. C, design a portable activation kit. Like I told you, table, tablecloth, banners, maybe a chair if you like, spin the wheel, whatever freebies you want to give out, and something to sign up people on. Okay. Step 2 is the booth strategy. So make it magnetic. This step is all about stopping people in their tracks, creating a magnetizing presence and turning curiosity into conversations. Most booths are background noise. Yours should be the event's gravitational center. So what you want to have is A, solve a local pain point with words that actually work. I'm going to give you 3 examples of what not to say anywhere in the booth. Hey, we're accepting new patients. No, that's so long ago. Don't ever use that again. 2, come get a free toothbrush. Nope, throw that out. 3, general and cosmetic dentistry. Throw that out. These are vague, they're overused, and they don't spark emotional or practical urgency. You want to craft micro messages that solve actual local problems. For example, if you're a pediatric practice, you can say somewhere in the booth, right? Struggling to get your kids to the dentist without a meltdown? Ask about our no tears visits. Why this works? It uses parents' pain point, tantrums, and stress. It includes emotional relief, so no tears, and it's specific. It's not generic. Here's a cosmetic example. Want to boost your confidence before your next big event? Ask about our mini smile makeovers. Same pain points that it attacks. The next one, busy parent example. No time for dental appointments? Ask how we get families in and out under an hour. Boom. Medicaid and insurance neighborhood example. Confused about your insurance? We simplify it. And yes, we take yours. Boom. This one right here, members have used. I got this one from members. Fantastic. I'm going to say it again. Confused about your insurance? Question mark. We simplify it. And yes, we take yours. And then exclamation point. That one does fantastic. And you can have like a sandwich board in front of your booth and have that on there, right? These examples, these sayings. Now, pro tip, print your core message in large text or on your banner, right? And have every team member memorize and repeat it naturally. So have these banners with these messages on there as well. But like what I like to do is to have a sandwich board, right? Just in case it changes up. I don't have to get a new banner for every little thing. Now that was A, right? A is solve a local pain point with words that actually work. B, grab attention within 3 seconds. Why? Well, the average event goer decides in under 3 seconds whether or not to approach your booth. So you must stack the deck in your favor with visuals, motion, sound, and simplicity. Use a high visibility game, right? Why? Because movement plus potential reward equals attention. Examples are spin the wheel, right? Each wedge is a prize, maybe free whitening, something specific. In one of our live ground marketing workshops that we had this past month in March 2025, we dove deep on incentives. So if you're a member of the ground marketing course, definitely go check that out. But that is going to be an episode for later on in the ground marketing series. Now, you can discuss the incentives with your team, see what you want to give best. Plinko board, right? It's nostalgic, it's fun, and easy to brand with dental puns. You can do a mini basketball hoop or ring toss. These are especially effective for family events and kid-heavy areas. Now, the signage above the game should read the incentive only, not all these instructions, not the name of your practice and everything you do. No, just win free whitening, spin and win. Everyone gets something. Play for a free gift. Right? That's it. That's all it should say. Important point here is to display what prizes are available. People are drawn to visible rewards. Keep them attractive, but within budget. Whitening, goodie bags, water bottles, gift cards, whatever you decide as an incentive, have that out on display. Have standing team members outside the booth. Avoid the mistake of sitting behind the table always. Instead, place the magnet a few steps in front of your booth. Now, I know what you're thinking. What is the magnet? We're going to discuss that a little bit further down on the roles of who they are. But the magnet is someone. It's a person. You want to put them out and about, right? Train them to use eye contact, hand gestures toward the game, prizes, and an enthusiastic opener. Something like this. Hey there. Hey, grab whatever you want. It's all free. The one that works the best, the one that I always use, hands down, never fails, is, hey, grab whatever you want. It's all free. And that's it. I just stay quiet after that. And then they come and then boom. The further out a person stands without blocking walkways, the more psychological welcome they create. That's a pro tip. You can use t-shirts with a hook as well. These are walking, talking billboards. Don't just put your logo. Use a question or statement that invites curiosity. Here are examples that you can use to put on your t-shirts. Ask me how we make kids love the dentist. Ask me about free whitening Fridays. I can get you out of pain fast. Your smile deserves this. Those are examples, right? Or like I said, you can do the Medicaid example one. And yes, we do take yours, right? Kind of a thing with insurance. So assign different shirt slogans to different roles. There's going to be 3 specific roles, and we'll discuss that a little later in this episode. Now, the 3-second layering formula to ensure people engage with your booth within 3 seconds. This is it. There's a visual element, and then I'm going to discuss the purpose. So the visual element, bold banner. Purpose, communicates core offer or pain point. Visual element, motion game. Purpose, creates eye-catching interaction. Visual element, a friendly greeter. Purpose, builds trust, initiates engagement. Visual element, branded t-shirts. Purpose, reinforces message and makes team approachable. Visual element, giveaways displayed. Purpose, creates curiosity and visual incentive. Now, the common mistakes to avoid is too much text on signage. Keep it short, 5 to 7 words max per message. That's including the sandwich board. Passive team members who wait for people to approach. Oh my goodness, I had a dime for every time I saw this. This is a humongous mistake. Passive team members who wait for people to approach. Do not be that person. Do not have anybody like that on the events. Okay. Third, boring swag. Ditch the basic stuff sometimes, unless it's branded, and bundle it with a compelling offer, right? But remember, whenever it's at a booth, you want it all decompartmentalized. You don't want everything in a baggie. Convenience is not the name of the game when you're at an event. The name of the game is for them to come and chat and sign up. That's what you want them to do. You don't want them to just grab a little baggie and go and say thank you and bye. You want them to be there and shop around, talk. And then finally, over-cluttered tables with no clear flow. So you don't want it to be over-cluttered. You want to have a system in your table. In the ground marketing course, I show you exactly how to do that with just a regular hygiene kit. I don't do anything over the top or too flashy. Now, there's been many, many great examples of this, but I'm going to give you an example of a member of ours. It was at a local PTA carnival. It was a pediatric dental office, and they use a spin to win no cavity club prizes wheel. T-shirts said no meltdowns, no tears, just smiles, and a team member who shouted, "You want to win something your kids will actually love?" That's all they said. Hey, win something your kids are actually going to love. Come on in, come on in. They collected 112 contact information, so point of contacts, 112, booked 27 appointments immediately, and had a 74% show rate over the next 2 weeks, all from one afternoon. That's just one afternoon. That's amazing. So that's what you want to do when it comes to B, right? Grab attention within 3 seconds. If you want all the strategies, everything that revolves around ground marketing, you want to learn how to get into apartments, corporations, senior homes, daycare, schools, restaurants, hotels, spas, gyms, every single location you can think of, and we continue to add into it, by the way, this course, then definitely join the ground marketing course. I'm going to put a link to it in the show notes below. You can go ahead and check it out, see everything that you can learn, gain, and at the same time, how it can improve your practice and your life. Not only will you attract new patients immediately, but also you'll be known as the go-to practice in your community. But if you want to learn all that, go in the show notes below, click on the first link in the show notes below. It's the ground marketing course. Go ahead and join it, and I look forward to seeing you in there. Now, here's the key. C, roles and flow. This is the roles that you're going to have for the events. It's your triple threat event team. So instead of calling everyone helpers, give them roles with clear purpose. The first role is the magnet. Where are they going to be? Right outside the booth, right next to the booth. They're just not really standing right behind the booth the whole time. They could once in a while, but they're outside of the booth. And their role is just to say hi to everyone in the most bubbly way, attract and invite foot traffic, right? Their script, get ready for this. If you can write this down, it's, hey, grab whatever you want. It's all free. And that's it. That is their script. The work that they're going to have to do, honestly, is hold themselves back from saying too much, because that can kill the curiosity of the event goer. All you want to say is, hey, and then wave your hand, right? Like if you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see me wave my hand. Hey, grab whatever you want. It's all free. And then point to everything that's free at the booth. And that's it. Have them draw closer to be like, well, what's all free? What is all? You're not going to answer that. They're going to answer that themselves with their eyes and when they go to the booth. So that's it. That is the script. Hey, grab whatever you want. Come on over here. It's all free. Don't, oh, and the toothbrush is free and then the floss is, no, don't do any of that. Just say it's all free and then have them come over. That's it. And you get the next person, right? Now, the next role, the next person in your team is the messenger. They are inside the booth, okay? I like to say that instead of behind, but they're inside the booth. Their role is to have these conversations, answer questions. If somebody's in there like opening their mouth and saying, why do I have sensitivity here? Can you see? And then they're engaging. Their role is signing people up. Also, the magnet could be signing people up too, just in case it gets too busy. That's why I say they're outside of the booth sometimes, but if they see that the booth is popping and it's packed, now the magnet has to go behind the booth and sign people up while the other person is talking to everyone else, right? They're engaging with the person. So the magnet kind of has two roles. They have to have their eyes on that booth. Now the messenger, their role is to educate, answer questions, and point visitors to sign up. Hey, yeah, what we're doing this month is we're signing up everyone, blah, 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 right? This month we decided to partner up with this business, and what everybody's doing is they're giving us their name and number, and I personally will give you a call. What's your name? And then you continue to sign them up. That's the messenger's role. They're behind the booth. Honestly, everybody in your team should probably never be sitting down, even in a lull, right? They're standing, they're engaging, they're doing things. So that's the messenger. Remember, now you have the magnet, they're outside the booth, the messenger is inside of the booth, and now you have the third team member, the connector, okay? Their role, they are walking around the event to the vendors, to the other vendors. Their role is to build relationship with the vendors, the organizers, the schools, the small business owners, every other booth there, and the people who are in charge of the event. Their role is to get their business information, to sign people up on the spot. Because remember, those people at the booth, the vendors at that booth, they're most likely not walking around, but you have someone walking around. You have someone signing them up. You have someone collecting their business information, building rapport so that tomorrow you can go to their place of business and get the rest of the employees to sign up, maybe do a lunch and learn, maybe have some type of collaboration or program that you can do just for them, that's your role. Okay. The connector's role is to go out to the vendors and sign up the vendors because most likely they're not your patients. So they can come on it. And then you're collecting their business information so you can go to their place of business and execute more strategies, ground marketing strategies, and build great partnerships with those businesses. So there's three roles, right? The magnet, just outside of the booth. The messenger, they're inside the booth. And the connector, they're walking around creating partnerships with the other vendors and the organizers. Got it? Awesome. So then step 3 is you're going to offer a design from freebie to the front door. So your goal is not just to give things away. It's to trigger interest, build reciprocity, and create momentum that gets people to book, show up, and become long-term patients. This step turns the booth from a passive branding tool into an active patient conversion system. So A, you want to create a compelling ethical incentive. Forget free cleanings, right? It's overdone, undervalued, and invites low commitment window shoppers. Instead, craft layered tiered offers that feel exclusive and valuable, require something in return, and reinforce the long-term value of your practice. Now, I'm going to give you an example. This is for adults. The offer could say, hey, free first Invisalign session and take-home whitening kits. Or you can say free smile consultation plus take-home whitening kit. And then you can put on the bottom, it includes exam and x-rays, custom smile assessment, and a whitening kit, must attend appointment, right? And then continue. Why it works? Whitening is seen as a cosmetic bonus, not a fix. It also positions your practice as cosmetic forward and modern. And it's easy to tie in with Invisalign or smile design conversations. For kids, your offer can say, join our no cavity club. The entry into your monthly, quarterly raffle prizes could be like toys, ice cream, gift cards, electric toothbrushes, right? So that's part of the no cavity club. You always get prizes. And then you also get free dental prize bags, right? Branded flosses, stickers, and cool kid swag, all that other stuff. So you're entered to win in a raffle all the time if you're part of the no cavity club to win a huge prize. And then you're also get, like hygiene kits, but rebrand it. Call it something different. That way it feels more exclusive. And it works because parents love recognition programs for kids. It adds community and reward structure, and it gets families emotionally invested in recare and return visits. A pro tip for this is display a poster at your booth with last month's winner and a real kid photos with permission, of course. That always works when you actually have proof, right? Hey, this is the last month's winner, especially if it's a community event. People will, hey, I know that kid he's my best friend, right? Or all these things. They'll feel more inclined. For families, you can offer a smile makeover giveaway. 1 entry per household. 1 winner gets a full consult with digital smile design and bonus prizes for all entries, right? Small gift bags, etc., right? And it works because it's aspirational. People love the idea of a transformation. You collected dozens or hundreds of leads and create cross-selling into whitening, ortho, and cosmetic options. Whenever you do a raffle, real quick, I want to mention something. Don't ever have just one winner. Everyone should win something. Right. So always plan that. You want people to come in, not just give you a bunch of names and numbers and say, oh man, they all wanted to win, but they didn't. Make everybody a winner. Now with visuals, the offer type and the suggested sign copy, this is how it should say on your booth, right? So let's just say you're offering whitening. You should say, hey, free whitening with your first visit. Ask us how. The No Cavity Club, kids can win big. Join the No Cavity Club today, right? Smile makeover. Want a new smile? Enter our makeover giveaway. Make these signs bold, easy to scan, and under 8 words, right? Don't make it too wordy. You can add scarcity and urgency. Even the best offer falls flat without psychological triggers. Scarcity and urgency create FOMO, which drives people to act now instead of later. So you can have a whiteboard or a flip chart at the booth. 9 Invisalign spots remaining. 13 whitening kits left today. You can even have a countdown timer on an iPad screen and say, next free whitening session giveaway is in 5 minutes. Right? People will wait at your booth until they can be the first one to do it. And if you do catch them waiting to be the first one to do it, make them feel like a VIP and say, hey, you know what? You ain't even got to wait. I got you in right now. Are you going to be available Monday? I'll even put you on the schedule immediately. Boom. You'll make them feel special, important, and they're going to show up no matter what. And you can also have a physical prize board, right? Cross out slots as people win or book, right? Oh, we only have 12, 10, 11. 13. And verbally, you can yell out, we only have 10 whitening kits left, so grab one while they last. The smile makeover drawing closes in 2 hours. Enter now to be included. We only block 5 Invisalign Day specials each month. You want one, right? And it works because it makes them feel exclusive. Not everyone gets this. You're one of the few. It's simple. It's super easy. It takes 30 seconds to sign up. And scarcity. Only a few left. Once they're gone, and you got one. This trifecta bypasses analysis paralysis and motivates decision-making on the spot, even from skeptical attendees. So that's going to be fantastic to utilize. Now, here's the key. Well, mainly one thing. Post-event follow-up. This is where the ROI is made. This is one of the final steps. You want to segment and nurture leads within 48 hours. So sort your contacts, right? From hot, those are the ones that are booked or very interested, to warm, they were curious or maybe they weren't committed, and then cold, they just entered a raffle. Now, tools you can use is a lot of our members use CareStack or Oryx or their practice management software, right, to see the appointment follow-up. You can definitely use that. I know CareStack and Oryx sponsor the podcast. So if you ever needed a couple months for free to utilize them, definitely go in the show notes below. It's not going to be in the first link in the show notes below, but scroll a little bit down. You can click on their deals that they have for you if you are interested in cloud practice management software, and all-in-one cloud practice management software that a lot of our members utilize that they can just put on their iPad and then they can schedule on the spot. So it's pretty fantastic. You can also use MailChimp or an email system like ActiveCampaign or anything like that. You want to use these tools to know, okay, these are booked appointments. Cool, awesome. And then these were other people that just entered for a raffle and they're cold or maybe they're warm and you want to retarget. So post-event recap, right? Maybe you're saying we met 150 plus amazing families this weekend. If we missed you, our event special is still available. Click below to book. You want to do that, send it out to your actual cold leads, and maybe even send it out to some of the patients you haven't seen in a while that you know that are in the community, because this will make them curious, see what it is, what are they doing? Oh man, what was the special that was happening at the event? Oh, cool, they're participating at the community. So now you're not just targeting the people who were at the event, you're also targeting people who you haven't seen in a while. So definitely do that. And then you can use the same photos in text or emails so they recognize your team and so forth. Now for hot leads, call within 48 to 72 hours. I mean, as quick as possible. Offer a warm, friendly touch point and a clear call to book if they haven't booked yet. So that means if they signed up, they put their name, number, and you said, I will personally give you a call to get you on the schedule this week. Now's the time to call them, be warm, friendly, and then get to the point. Just give them options. Don't say, when are you available? No, give them options, 1 to 2, that they can schedule. Now, step 5, here's the big major part. You want to measure and optimize. This is going to be everything for you. This is the difference between a random act of marketing and a repeatable system that builds wealth. Community events are only profitable if you can measure exactly what you gain from them, identify what's working and scale it, and eliminate what's not and save time, energy, and money. Track these metrics every time without exception. You need to quantify both the top of funnel, that means leads and engagement, and the bottom of funnel, appointments and production. Here's what to track, okay? Leads collected. So total number of new contacts who gave you permission to follow up. That means emails, phones, or booked, both total and source. So if they were booked at the event, track it. If they were warm, they gave you the info, track it. If they were only raffles, track it. Like I said, you can use CareStack or Oryx. They're forms that you can use directly on iPads, or if you want, you can sync Google Forms to your CRM, right? But tag the event source so these leads are trackable in future campaigns as well. So that's number 1, leads collected, track it. 2, appointments booked. Number of appointments scheduled on the day and within the following 7 days. So break down by on-site bookings, maybe let's just say it was 20, post-event bookings via email or text message, and then you want to track the show rates. Why this matters? This is your true conversion rate. Don't just measure interest, measure action. Like I tell you before, your practice management software, they may let you segment by source and measure show rate versus no shows. And then revenue generated. Now this is within 60 days. Total treatment accepted and paid from patients who came from the event. You don't want to wait 6 months to evaluate ROI. Look at hygiene visits, emergency treatment accepted, whitening or ortho starts, and follow-up family bookings. Set up event lead as a referral source in your practice management software. and then run a report after 60 days with that filter, right? Now, cost per lead. The formula is total event costs plus number of quality leads. So example is, let's just say the booth fee was $400, materials is $300, the total is $700. But leads collected was $105, so cost per leads are $6.67. Why this matters? It helps you compare this event's efficiency against others. Other things as marketing, such as ads, mailers, etc. Sometimes you don't have to, majority of the time, I want to say at least like 80-something%, you don't have to pay for a booth fee. Materials, you're going to get them anyways. It's a hygiene kit. In the ground marketing course, I show you exactly how to do all of this just with hygiene kits. So your cost is super low. What I just said right now, the example, the booth fee $400, materials $300, that's a lot higher. That's a lot higher than I've ever really done. But we're taking it there because I want you to see the potential. And 5 is return on investment, right? So the formula for the ROI is revenue minus cost divided by cost. So the example is revenue generated is $4,000. The cost was $700, like the example we said. So 4,000 minus 700 divided by 700 equals 4.7. So 470% was the ROI. Now this matters because you'll know exactly which events to repeat, which to drop, and which to scale with confidence. Not every event is going to be a banger. Some events are going to be like, okay, you know what? We did get a good amount. It's good for us to continue that, every quarter. Then some events are going to say, oh my gosh, we have to do more. We have to invest more in that. We've gotten an incredible amount. Let's back them up. Let's see if we can create our own event with them. And then some events are absolutely fantastic, but they only host them once a year, right? Like employee benefits fairs or school events and things like that. But at least it's fantastic. The ROI is great and you're locked in for years and years to come. Cool options, right? You can collect these leads with an iPad, Google Forms, or CareStack, right? Appointment tracking, like I said, you can use your practice management software. If you're looking for a new one, like I said, CareStack and Oryx sponsors our podcast, so definitely check them out. You get an exclusive discount, and you can check them out for free too. Revenue by source, you want to collect reports, right, on your practice management software. The metric ROI tracking, you want to use custom Google Sheets or Airtable or just a way to collect the ROI. And then dashboards, you want to have insights. So you can do that with your practice management software. I know if you have CareStack, I think it's SmartView, and then Oryx is Oryx Insights, but you can utilize whatever practice management software you want to utilize. Something that will help fantastically with the leads collected, appointments booked, the revenue generated, an easy way to track this. You can use a software called CallRail, CallRail. They're a new sponsor for the podcast, and they're fantastic at what they do. So, for example, they have call tracking, conversation intelligence, so they transcribe all your calls. And something I think is cool is they convert assist. So they convert leads with AI-powered next steps, coaching, and follow-up messages. So they'll literally highlight, okay, they were looking for, this is a trend we see that all the leads want in the community, or maybe my tone wasn't the best, or what I said, I fumbled here a little bit too much, and that's what caused them to be disengaged in the conversation on the phone or whatever, right? But primarily, they track a lot of great things. So I would definitely use them when you can, not only to figure out how many leads are coming in, where they're coming in from, if they booked appointments, but at the same time, see the conversation, see the trends and so forth. And then on top of that, you can track everything else. So if you want, you can check them out for 14 days for free. So what I would do is on your next event that you have coming up, enroll for the 14 days for free. And then after that, in your debriefing meeting, okay, let's look at the hot leads, look at all the data generated from CallRail and see where you guys are. If there's any cracks leaking, where you can glue them when it comes to answering the phones, converting them, getting them in the practice and so forth, and how many leads came in. I mean, CallRail makes it super easy, but definitely I'm going to put a link in the show notes below if you want to check them out. They help with everything like that, with ROI tracking, appointment tracking, leads collection, even improving your front office skills and phones, right? So yeah, I'd do that. Check out CallRail, or if you want, you can use Google Sheets or whatever practice management software system you have and try to, maneuver it that way. And the key is to debrief after every event. So within 24 to 48 hours of the event, gather your team for a 15 to 30 minute huddle. This is where all the magic happens. This locks in wins, identifies flops, and builds your repeatable event engine. Ask these 7 questions. What worked extremely well. Not what worked extremely well. Scripts, offers, games, what got the most attention? Did the magnet, the messenger, the connector shine? Who shined the most? What worked extremely well? Question number 2 is what flopped or fell flat? Was there a prize that wasn't exciting enough? Did anyone get confused about the offers? 3, did people understand our messaging immediately? Or did we need to explain things over and over? 4, was there any downtime? Track the busy times or slow times, right? For future booth placements. Sometimes it's a poppin' event, but where you decided to set up is not popping. It's not that good. It's in the dead spot of the event. So that's something to keep in mind. Was there any downtime? 5, what questions came up repeatedly from attendees? This reveals content gaps you can fix with signage or handouts. 6, did any tech or process slow us down? iPad glitches, QR codes didn't load. You want to fix that immediately. And then 7, how did each team member feel in their role? That's probably one of the most important because they're going to be your main ones, right? For this whole thing to be successful. So they have to feel super comfortable. And then you want to build a post-event template. And you can use a format. Now, we do have this format in the ground marketing course. It's for all our members. So if you're a member and you're listening, definitely go check out that format, download the post-event template so you can use it, utilize it all the time, and go from there. If you're not part of the ground marketing course, definitely enroll. I'd love to see you in there. You can go in the show notes below. It's the first link in the show notes below, and you can check out everything that's inside of the course. And we continue to add to it all the time. But you want to continue to do this, track it, and do a post-event huddle. Repeatable growth engine. That's what this is going to be. Once you do this 3 to 4 times, you'll have a playbook of top performing offers. You'll have a refined booth strategy and a trained team that knows how to execute without micromanagement. And most importantly, you'll have a predictable new patient system. Awesome. So if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me on this. But the best way to reach out to me, especially with ground marketing, is being a member of the ground marketing course. You can go in the show notes below, click on the first link in the show notes below to check out more, enroll into the course and see everything we have to offer you. And thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited to see you in the course. And for the next episode, it's ground marketing at schools, what you need to know. We're going to discuss how to approach schools and to offer value to teachers and parents. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you in the next episode.